Come on in the room. You better come on in the room. We want to talk to you, and we want you to talk back. And in order to do that, you better come in the room. All right now. Hey, come on in the room. We want to talk to you.
Come on in the room.
And we want you to talk back. Come on.
And she said, you, and I love it when she said, I want to talk. And I want you to talk back. In order to do that, you got to come in the room.
Come on in the room. Y'all.
How y'all feel today? Today is a good day.
Yes, it is.
I know sometimes you got to speak that thing as if it was so. So even if you don't feel it, go ahead on and speak it to yourself. Encourage yourself. Tell yourself, it's me, the tools I have, what I've had to work with, how I had to get here, what it took me to get here. I'm doing pretty good.
Yes, I am.
You have to encourage yourself. I feel all right. I mean, some days I have to get it going, but I came in a little special today.
Really?
Yeah, I had a little something. I don't know where I get it from, but I feel a little something,
Something good.
Yeah, like you
said,
you got to pinch yourself.
All right.
To know, pinch yourself to know you're real,
Yeah.
Girl.
Ain't nothing wrong with feeling something good.
I know, and I was really good at that, and it didn't take nobody. I got it.
You got it.
And I'm gonna keep it.
You look something good.
Hey. Now don't start, because you already know I can't handle no compliments. They'll be all in my head. Next thing you know, I'll be switching and twisting, trying to think I'm doing something. Everybody can't handle compliments. I'm one of them. I'll be walking out wondering, is they looking?
Look back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they looking. Yeah, you have to be careful with me. I came, and last week we had this great conversation, and I decided that what we're going to do tonight, we're going to, just kind of like keep it moving this week, because it's been on my heart about platforms that we have. And in these platforms we have, some of them, honestly, it ain't your fault, but people put a lot of weight on you. Yeah. And sometimes the responsibility carry the weight. And a lot of it you don't deserve, and a lot of it you do, but when much is given to you, much going to be required of you. And so I wanted to talk just briefly about a couple of things that I saw this past week, and that kind of like, kind of shook me. So I wanted to share it with you guys, if that's all right.
Share it.
The first thing, one day I was thinking about this while I was at work, and I asked this girl, I said, if your sister got into a fight and it was a fair fight, just her and somebody, but she started to lose, would you jump in the fight?
Would I jump in it? No, I don't think I'd jump in it. I just strategically break it up. Okay. I won't, because a fight is a fight. That's what we taught. You win some, you lose some. You don't necessarily have to win every
Well, would you break
fight.
it up if your sister was winning?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't want my sister to really kill nobody, hurt nobody like that. So I try to pull off if she
you just said it if the girl
if
was
losing or winning, but mostly if she loses. I would break it up even the more. Because I've been in this situation. To be totally honest, I've been in this situation with my sister. One of my sisters was at my house one time before, and this girl was talking to her and talking about how she was going to beat her up. And I was like, get on out the window. Because my sister was in the window. She said, I come up there and do it. I said, you come up here and do it. I'm going to let her out. So she came up on the porch to beat her up. And my sister was tying her up, whooping her up. No, I ain't break it up. But then she grabbed my sister's hair and wouldn't let it go. So I kind of like loosened her hand up off her hair. But I ain't had to really help her because she was tying her up. But I blocked everybody else from jumping in. Because if you're going to come this way, you come towards her, you're going to come towards me. But yeah, I kind of been in that situation. I guarantee you my sister had no problems after that. Not none. So yeah, I didn't, I just loosened the hands. I didn't even get in the fight. I didn't,
Well, I asked somebody that, and they said, "Yeah, I'm gonna jump in." I said, "So if she's losing, you're gonna jump in? That doesn't make it a fair fight." And she said, "Well, I'm a, I'm, I can't do it. I'm not gonna let you beat my sister." I said, "Then so you should stop it." And they both
Right.
stopped fighting. And she was like, "No, I'm gonna stop them. But if she hit and accidentally hit me, then it's automatically gonna."
What would you do, Miss V?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not a fighter. I'm really not. And I would try to prevent even my sister from even getting in a fight.
Yep. You
You know
got
what?
to.
Don't you let the other people's take you to the level they at.
Right.
Why would you go out there, get your hair messed up, get your face? You could be knocked in the concrete. You could have your eyes knocked out. And you know, is it worth it? And what are you fighting for? Make sure your fight is worth it. Don't be just fighting just because I don't like you. A lot of people don't like you. You be fighting all the time. If you
Yeah.
just fought for, oh, you don't like me, so we gonna fight. Get over it. So I don't know. I would try to make sure that I tell both of them, my sister and her, what you're fighting for.
But if they
What's the
beating your
cause?
sister down on the concrete, got her head banging
You know,
on the concrete.
I probably wouldn't have to do nothing because my sister know how to fight. It's me that don't know how to fight. My sister, I have to tell my sister, no, don't hurt them. Leave them alone. You know, I'll have to protect them. So I already know them. I'm trying to keep her from off of them. Because I know she don't mind fight. I think older she is now, I think she still don't mind fight.
Yeah, and sometimes you gotta hang up the head. But I know back in the day we didn't have all these guns and knives and all that stuff. You fought, you won, or you lost. You long as you fought, you know. And sometimes even when you lost, you won because you done gave that person that's fighting you a couple good blows. They gonna be like, I don't want to take that no
I
more.
know that's how some people say, you know, they look at you and say, you been in a fight. Yeah, you need to see the other person and see who won. But that
Yeah.
brings me to one of the things about the platform.
Hmm.
And I was listening to this, and I don't know, somebody may know the story a little bit better than me, but it was about Samuel Jackson. And he was on the Good Morning Show. And while he was on the show, Michael Strahan asked him a question because he got a new movie coming out. And Michael Strahan asked him a question, and he was talking to him. And he immediately started saying, you know, you got this new movie coming out. Ain't you too old for this? You ain't no spring chicken. And it really took him off guard. And so Samuel Jackson was just looking at him strange. And you can, you know, when everybody doesn't talk back, you know that this is not no game or they not playing. So you need to, and if you on this platform, you need to right now try to rectify it or try to turn it into another, let it go another way. And the Robin tried to. She said, "Well, what he means, Samuel." He said, "No, I said what I mean."
And I mean what I say,
Yeah,
huh?
that's what he went on. And then it was handled. I wish you guys see it because he handled it very professional, and
Who
it's a
did?
lot of Samuel Jackson. He handled it very, and he was telling them about his legacy and how many. He say in 4 decades he's been doing this, and you know, and he'll leave more behind than either one of them. And you know, and he was just kept, and he kept on saying, yeah, well, you know, you can't, you know, you can't handle it, you can't do no real talk. I mean, just
What?
yeah,
Samuel L. Jackson? He
yeah.
didn't see the negotiators, all the movies. Long Kiss Goodnight.
Who kept going? Michael
Michael
Strahan kept saying
Strahan, yeah.
some slick stuff. He better watch out. He may not know Michael, know Samuel Jackson.
Samuel
You know,
L.
this man now is it's getting a lot of heat. Even the next, even they said, even after it was over with, even the people's on the show, even the co-hosts, even they didn't like it and had to walk away and was shaking their head. And he was
Wow.
still thinking he ain't did nothing wrong. He didn't think that, and I mean, you know, now they don't even put age on the application.
No, Earl
No.
says here at Intellectual Radio that you should never ask anybody their age or even their relationship status if it's not part of the not part
Right.
of the show.
This
Yeah.
is what you know, and when you knew that you said it, You didn't even try to say, you know what, I apologize. You know, maybe I took that too far. Too far. I mean, he didn't even try. He just simply. I mean, and then Samuel Jackson, he got up and walked off.
And that looks bad for Good Morning America. That really looks
Oh, you
bad.
don't think that? You ought to check all of the what they call it, social standards and stuff.
I
Hmm.
want to see that. And Strahan though, used to be Kelly Ripa on the Kelly Ripa show. Used to be,
Right.
and they got into it over some. I don't know what he did, but it was somewhere.
And
She was like, "I can't work with him," and he wound up losing that job. He better watch out, or he gonna wind up losing another
well,
job.
he quit. He didn't even get him notice of quitting, and went
He
on to
just
the
left or
next.
something.
Yeah, he
That's
just
what
left the
happened. I always
show.
wondered what happened.
He left and left her out there, and so she said she wasn't coming back. And then that's when they end up getting those guest people to come in because she was really distraught. Kelly was.
I mean, it's getting a lot of heat.
I gotta
A
go
It,
lot
look
of
that
heat.
up.
Yeah.
yeah, and I have a lot of respect for Michael Strahan because because Tracy, the weather lady on Channel 7, love him. So I see her, she's like, hey, Michael, and all this stuff. But coming from where he was, seeing him, just elevate as he did, I have a
Yes.
lot of respect for him. But I think probably he going through some personal turmoils or something because you don't do that to a legend. And I know he's not slow at all. He's a very smart man. But sometimes we get so used to saying what we want to say when we want to say, and people, catering to us, or I'm on this big time show, and you're gonna have to take from me because I'm just as important as you are, and it's not always like that. You can't disrespect your elders.
Yeah.
You can't. Do you imagine me talking to you like that on this platform?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
disrespectful.
And he's and one of the platforms said that it's like respect is not a option. You, that's something that you deserve.
Yeah.
And when he didn't get it, that's assuming that's why he got up and walked off. And I said, actually, he gave him way more than he deserved.
Yes.
But I mean, but this is what I'm saying. When you in platforms, you cannot take that stuff for granted. You cannot just assume you can say anything you want to, do anything you want to, even if they're doing it to you. You have to have some sense of knowing how to handle your emotions, because sometimes you'll get caught up in your emotions. You start saying some stuff and you want to cuss somebody out.
Yeah.
But if you in that type of platform, you're gonna have to know.
They have money behind you. I
They
mean,
do.
you can
Yes.
cost people money over the things you say and do when you're in those
Exactly.
positions.
Correctly.
It's
Exactly.
bigger than you.
Yep.
It's
So
bigger than you. It's bigger than you.
But it could be that he thought of him, and you know how guys be like, you the man, or
or
you
they
be on it
too
in a
friendly.
personal. Yeah, I've talked to you before in a personal level, and I said certain things and you didn't get offended, but this is now I'm promoting my work. I'm doing a job and you're doing a job. What we say off the cameras and in personal, and man, get it up, in a joking manner, that's so different than when I'm at work and you're at work. I'm not gonna me and the girls kicking and chilling in the backyard after work. It's not gonna be the same as us at work because that's a different type. That's a different level.
Yeah. He even was saying, don't you want to get this up to the younger generation and
Oh,
stuff? I mean,
give it up.
stuff like that. I mean, it was just really out of order. And I'm sure it's gonna I know already they said you ought to see all the 5 millions and how the radio is already getting some heat from it, and how good money already getting heat. So
Michael may not be on the stage tomorrow. We'll be like, "Where Michael Strahan? Why you not there today?" We won't see him all week. They'll suspend him over something like that.
They
they
will.
will.
Yeah.
You said something that is just so powerful. Some things is bigger than you, and you have to know your place.
You
Don't
do.
don't never get to the point that you get too big for your britches.
Yeah.
Because
Them
when
old
you
people
work
used
on
to
these
say.
jobs, you're representing their brand in that moment. And so you can't be who, like you said, Lawanda, you can't be as comfortable with Sam like you do when you on the
Right.
basketball court with Sam. Sam here is Samuel Jackson, the actor.
Actor.
And you
Right.
have to treat him accordingly. You have to be professional.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Just like the president. I'm sure his friends talk to him differently, and he's older than Samuel L. Jackson. He had a job, and you're gonna go sit to him and tell him, well, somebody probably should.
But it's the truth. It's the truth. You know, there's a place and time for everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
And he said, you need to know that one. And even after he said it, which may not have been bad, but how he kept persistent and kept saying
He
it.
didn't read the room.
He didn't read it.
Feel the energy, like
Exactly.
you made Samuel Jackson mad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You didn't. I mean, you didn't see his expression.
He's such a cool dude.
Yeah, you know,
cool dude.
you didn't see his expression. And even after his co-host came in and said, you know what Michael really mean, that ought to been giving you a sign right there. You know,
No, I don't need y'all talking for me. This is what I meant. Okay, so you take a chill.
But you know what? That brings me to another. And I'm telling you, all this about platforms, and these platforms now is getting cut down because you can't just do. But now this one platform, I kind of looked at it a little different because you know Jerry Jones is the manager and the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. So just recently, he threw the finger up to the Jets fan. He did. He threw his finger up to him. And when he threw his finger up, you the owner. And when he threw his finger up, it is getting a whole lot of heat. They fined him. And then you know what somebody said? Oh, that's his lunch money.
Well, it probably is. I mean, how much they fine him is pennies to the dollar.
Exactly.
But at the same time, that lady gonna sue because you tormented me. I've never had anybody give me the finger like that before.
But now, when you look at it, how many people's give them to him?
It don't matter. He's supposed to be an example. I can give him 10,000 fingers in one. But you're the owner of this. You're the owner of these Cowboys.
I'm like Bob Barkley. I ain't none of your mentor. I ain't none of
your. But you know what? I help make your money because I watch your show.
I ain't asked you to come.
Yeah, and I can turn it off, and I can protest and have other people turn it off.
It's expectations of platforms of leaders. But at what point do we hold our own self accountable for some stuff that we do?
Is, if he throwing fingers at the fans, and then you got your boys out there telling them they must adhere to certain type of rules, what example are you setting? Even if you ain't setting one for me as a fan, what about your workers? What about the Cowboys? You making them look bad as a whole because you are the franchise.
It's not just about him.
It's not about just about
but
him.
When it came down to it, and he could have acted in an emotional state right then. You know, sometimes you just get tired of people, and you getting beat up, you getting talked about.
And you getting paid. You getting paid.
Yeah, but that's he the owner.
Because he getting paid. So he
can't get because he owned the team. He making money.
He ain't getting that beat up. He ain't on no field. He ain't get that
because he was up and he was looking down.
Yeah,
giving him the finger.
King, huh?
And
peasants.
If it was one of the players, they would have fined him.
They would have fined him.
They should fine him an amount that really does hurt his pockets, not a $10,000 fine. They need to fine him $100,000. Make it hurt.
Make it hurt him, or make him go do charity. Make him go serve some homeless people. Make him sit in the benches with the watchers or whatever you call them.
Make him sit on the opposite team side.
Give him some kind of.
But it just goes to show you sometimes when we at these type of platforms, people's expectation of you is so much greater. They are greater, and I'm not saying that he was right. But what I'm saying is sometimes when people is batting you and beating you up, they need to also think, how do it feel when I do it to him? Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it or he shouldn't do it. But what I'm saying is when there's a whole lot of time.
It's a fan. We sit
fan has responsibility.
We sitting in the stadium. I just paid $200 to come watch them lose.
Yeah,
I'm upset, and you still gonna get paid.
Yeah, and look at the fan that hit. He fined. I don't even know if he even got suspended. But Lamar Jackson, a fan hit him. He hit the fan, and then now he got to get up on national TV, apologize. You can't go around hitting people.
Now I hit you back.
Oh, but this your platform, and you get paid.
But that's different because he put physical.
Yeah.
Physical.
So you figure that physically, mentally, verbally, all these things hurt.
Yeah, but as a leader, as your boss, as a leader, I'm supposed to be an example.
I agree.
As an example, and not.
But how many times can you can be so hurt and you fall and get emotional too? I just lost a game. and I'm in my emotion, and a fan hit me, and before I know it, I could have been and hit you back. Reaction.
Yeah.
So but now you suing me. Now you mad with me. Now you want me to stand up and on the platform and apologize. I ain't saying he should, and
they're
I'm
on the
saying
same team.
no. There's a fan.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna sue you too. We're gonna do this counter sue. Because you hit me first. Let's counter sue. Don't go after me just because I got more money than you. I retaliated for what you did to me. It was a reaction. So you hit me, I hit back. So we gonna sue each other. We're gonna stand in court. And if you want 1 million, I want 2. We gonna do the same thing to one another. And I feel like that is fair.
Court, whatever.
Yeah.
You come after me.
I'm coming after you.
Then I'm gonna come after you.
And don't tell me you got less money than me.
Okay,
your hand was longer than mine. You reached and hit me.
So you do to them what they do to you?
Who's the bigger person? I don't know, big.
That's the thing, though. This is something you have to explain to people a lot of times, is that you can't always expect the other person to be the bigger person. Right. When you tell girls nowadays that may hit a boy, boys used to not hit girls back. Now they going all out, beating you down. You better keep your hands to yourself.
Keep your hands.
Are not old school like that. They
no,
girls.
Don't hit me if you don't hit somebody if you're not ready to be hit back. Because 9 times out of 10 you getting hit back. So when you raise your hand and put your hand on somebody, and it might shock you that they're stronger than you and they can hit harder than you.
So you think the man ought to hit the woman if she hit him? Hit the girl? So the girl hit the boy, you think he ought to hit her back?
What, you gonna keep walking away? I might give you a pass for a second. He might give her a pass for a second. I don't feel like.
So the first time he should not hit her.
I ain't gonna even say that. Depends on how she hit him. I'm not gonna say that. I used to say don't hit this girl, but these girls fight like dudes. They got the hands. So I'm not gonna say. And sometimes these boys are a little bit more softer. I'm not gonna say you hit. You just expect the unexpected. That's what I say.
Well, that's why you sometimes have to tell somebody, you know what, you may feel like you want to hit, but you better be prepared for the consequences.
You better be, right. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys, but you're listening to Miss B and the crew. We're talking about platforms and expectations. You can give us a call at 708-223-8953. Give us your opinion about how platforms should be ran. Do people should expect more from you on the platform as the leader? Or do you just do as you do? You like with what's his name? Jerry Jones. He threw his middle finger up at the fan. You think that's right? You think he should be fine? You think as an owner he has the right to do that, or as an owner he should be more professional? What's your opinion on that?
I think professionalism has just went completely out the window. The stuff you see now coming from the professional standpoint, you had 2 coaches coming out on the field to fight each other. I'm like, y'all is the coaches.
Not the parents.
Not the parents.
Not the kids.
Not the kids. The 2 coaches. And they got to break it up. I mean, so you obviously when the coach come out, all his team coming out and all of his team coming out it's getting crazy over where we at now. And then, and now mind you, still with Dallas Cowboys has been on my platform
there's a football fan.
Yeah, every even last week I talked about them. But this week I'm talking about CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is one of the receivers for Dallas Cowboys. Mm-hmm. And they have this this what they call it, turnip thing, that they put on their
the wristband.
Yeah,
it's armband.
Brace, armband, just to show the support of something. So they had the one with the LB, all the
GBQS type stuff.
Yeah, had that. He refused to put it on, and he got blackballed for that. What you think?
I think you have a right to wear. Is it a part of the uniform? A regular uniform that we wear every day for our jobs? Is that what it's a part of?
No.
Well, he has a right to put on what he want to put on.
He said that.
His contract. He better know what his contract say.
Right.
If his contract say we honor breast cancer this month, and we will be adding on to the uniform. You got to wear your uniform then you in trouble.
He
But
didn't.
if it's personal, like, no, I don't agree with this and I have a choice,
He
that's
told
his choice.
them just like this, and he said, not word for word, but he said that I'm not here for political support.
That makes sense.
I'm here to play football, and that's it, and that's all. And so I don't know how we get to the point that just because I don't think like you, agree like you, that I'm wrong. And I think that's somewhere we really need to we really need to address that.
Yeah, and I don't believe they should be forcing him to put on something that he don't want to do. If he want to
Yeah.
participate, that's just like going to work and they say you got to participate in the potluck. Well, I don't eat y'all food. Why I got to participate?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if you say we have a potluck every 3 weeks, that's on y'all. I don't eat it. So why do I have to bring something all the time? That you should not force people to do things, even at a workplace that is against what they believe in. That's political all the time, because most of the things everywhere you go is political. Or just even if I believe in it, and I'm just not in the mood to do that right now.
But is there a right way to handle it? Like, he could tell his agent, contact them before the game. Don't just not show up with it on. Have your agent contact them and say, I refuse to wear this on Sunday. Can we take care of this beforehand?
But what if he did that? What if he did that and they still say he better wear it? Fine me. I'm serious.
He's gonna be fine. I mean, he will have to pay for the consequences of his beliefs. If he stands behind it that firmly, he may be okay with paying the fine, because I don't want to do it. Here's your 10,000. I'm not doing it.
Right.
But I can't see you being fined for something that's not in the contract.
Right. But they try to make, well, you see, all of everything else in the world is being changed now.
Change.
Everything is being changed. People taking contracts and looking at it and say, well, I'm gonna write it on there because I should have typed it.
Yeah.
But now since I did, I'm gonna write it in. I'm gonna write it in. No,
Everything's changing.
It's changing.
I mean, just listening to other people's talk just recently, you listening to other people's, that this stuff is not right, but you promoting it. You want it. And if one person changed something and said they liked it, now you expect everybody else to get on the bandwagon, but it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I don't agree with you.
No, I mean, if you got some preference on what you like and that's you, but it ought not be across the board.
You should not make everybody.
No.
And now many companies are doing that. I work for a company that when it's that month, June, the LGBT, the letter, they hand out pens.
The letters.
I'm sorry, y'all. No disrespect to y'all. Don't take that personally.
Right.
That's my views of wanting to be not of IntellectualRadio.com. I just can't remember the letters right now because I'm talking too fast. But we have to they hand out a pen for all the different occasions, and they want you to wear the pen, whether it be for the union, maybe 1 month, or whether it be for the LGBTQIA community, a pen supporting that Black History Month. And I may have coworkers who I'm like, oh, okay, they didn't want to wear that Black History Month pen. I mean, I don't even like that they do it, because it makes you now have to publicly say how you feel when it shouldn't even be a discussion of how I feel about this topic. I don't want to wear our union has done things. I don't know if I always agree with them. I mean, I pay my dues, but I don't want to sit around wearing no pen. Not like you're going to stand up for me in this moment as the union. But it's true. Like you said, they're putting their views on you, or they want you to represent their view. Like, we're for this, but you all may be, but I myself may not be.
It's like when I was trying to be a Jehovah's Witness. I was really studying to be a Jehovah's Witness, and I was at work, and every year they did really big Halloween things. Okay, so I don't do Halloween.
I said Jehovah's Witnesses
they don't celebrate Halloween. And so, but they expect me to dress up because I'm working with children. I'm not dressing up. I'm not participating. So eventually they stopped it. However, it was I was talked about a lot of times, and I'm just like, oh well, but I'm still not dressing up tomorrow because you pay me to come here and teach and do whatever it is that I do. You didn't pay me to go buy a uniform or a costume. And so then they start finding out that there's other families that didn't celebrate, and I was able to watch those children. And we was in there, we had our little fun on our
Oh, that
own and
makes
stuff.
sense. Okay, because
Yeah,
there's probably families of children who also don't do
who
it,
don't celebrate.
and then not all families announce it either.
Right,
Right.
But
right.
so now you got to be there for them. But my children, at least one of my children, she's very she hates when they do things like that, where they blanketly do something, whether she doesn't want to say the Pledge of Allegiance or whatever it is. And she's always been Miss Militant. And so the teachers just would really treat her poorly.
Yeah.
My other daughter, who's quiet and go with the flow with everything, they're like, "Hi, Kayla," and hug her. I'll walk with my other daughter and their noses up. I'm like, oh. I'm like, what is happening here? And I really thought it would amaze me how teachers will respond to this daughter who speaks up against her. She didn't like, I guess one of her gym teacher talked about how he didn't believe in God. And she was like, this is not something you should be talking about in gym. This
Not in gym.
This is not a gym discussion. And then she was adamant about it. And she was only probably 6 years old, but she really fights the power. So they but the teachers would get mad at her when she would say this isn't right.
People want you to believe what they believe.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how you're brought up or what it is. If they believe you should believe it, then you better believe it.
You believe it. I agree, and that's exactly what that whole thing is. But just when you mentioned teacher, that brought me to this attention. That do you think teachers ought to have a dress code?
I do. Some of them. These new teachers, older teachers used to know. Well, no, the younger they were, the younger they got, the more revealing they got.
You know what they'll say, because I see it on Facebook all the time. I can't help my body shape. This is how
Oh
the
my
clothes
gosh, she
fit
said
on
that.
my shape. I'm not trying.
That's
to
what
do
she
this.
said.
This is my
They got,
body.
well, then if they gave you a uniform, told you to wear khaki pants and a t-shirt, that shape won't look the same. It depends on what clothes that you
And
have
the size you wear it in,
and the size.
Maybe
You don't have to
go
fit
up
it
a size for it not to
all
fit
the way.
that tight.
I seen teachers doing this. You don't got to write like this, shaking it all up, but all that. This is not.
These are second grade. It don't matter the grade.
It don't matter the grades because those children, they got hormones as they growing up, and they feel just like you feel, and they look like, ooh, look what she got, and all that stuff. And then you got teachers with the thongs hanging out the pants on the side.
So you think they should have?
I
a
think
dress
so.
code?
I think
This
even
woman,
when they say, I'm sorry, but when they say
Go ahead.
professional dress, they need to be when they're doing those trainings need to show professionalism when it's dressing, because they don't understand it.
well,
How do y'all feel about church? Do
We-
you think you should wear a
Same.
skirt
Ooh,
in church?
yes.
we done changed so much.
I'm sorry. Go back. I'm sorry. We're
No,
going
no, no,
back
no.
to-
Because what happened was there was a teacher and she got fired. She got fired because the principal told her that she dressed too revealing, skirts are too short, and that the other mothers is saying that they don't like it. The husbands are getting too much attention, and the kids are not studying like they should. So she fired her. Yeah, but you know a lot of stuff you see. You don't know. I told you about that YouTube. you,
What do you think?
you don't know. You don't,
What do you think? You think teachers should have uniforms?
Not uniforms, but
yeah,
just better.
you know what? Just recently, I was talking to somebody, and we was talking about professionalism, and I said that in any area of where you is professional, like there ought to be a standard that don't draw attention from what you're doing. If you is on a board and you trying to write, it ought not be nothing to the point that they're watching your shape instead of the board, or that you in and in the hospitals now you believe they getting a little size smaller in these scrubs. You know, scrub used to be real nice and
Now
loose
they're
and stuff.
fitted to their bodies. They
Yeah.
have-
You couldn't do certain things. Your nails couldn't be a certain way. So I think that we have lost all what are standards on what things used to be, and for whatever reason, people's got lax. People will say, "I'll sue you. I could color my hair any kind of way. I could just come here. My hair ain't got to be combed. It don't, you know." So we don't have any standards no more on what really looks
Some businesses don't.
professional.
My job has a lookbook, And if you ever worry about, is this something I could wear, you have to go to the lookbook and see if you find your
that's
look
a
in this
good
book.
thing.
Actually, that is
Excellent.
actually
They need a
good.
lookbook in schools because cleavage. Nobody should know what your breasts look like in the
Yeah, and I
classroom.
love a little cleavage, you know.
Yeah, but
But sometimes
yeah,
mine just, it's whatever I wear. I'm like, I'm pushing them down
that's
myself.
what prompt me. That's what prompt me to have crop tops and stuff on. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it when you're going on a date, when you're going out and doing stuff. But when you in front of kids and you over them just helping them with their homework and all they see is this, that's not good. Yeah, they're like, teacher, you say what again? Teacher, can you come back? Cause I didn't get it.
So yeah, so maybe all other professions should have lookbooks where you,
I think
because
that's a
it
good
tells us the
thing.
color, how long our nails can be,
Yeah.
the size of our earrings, the colors, the shades of hair we can have. Like you
Oh,
can't
you
have pink, you can't have blue, but you can have any natural color, and it can be on any skin tone. They okay with a black woman, and you have blonde because blonde is a natural color. So yeah, maybe other places need lookbooks.
They
So
They
if you
do.
say,
They need.
can I wear these stretch pants? No, those see-through stretch pants you cannot wear.
Now I gotta say, my old job with the CPS, they did have a dress code. They changed it because somebody used to wear leggings all the time, and you can see everything through the leggings. So they created the in-house book of how you to dress and like you said, the earrings and stuff like that. So yeah, my former job, shout out to Nobel, they did have a something like a lookbook.
I
Yeah.
think every place ought to have it. I'm seriously. I think every place ought to have uh, a type of professionalism, so that when people's come in, they'll know you are. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It ought not be that they got to guess. You know, you could look at. No, I know he don't work here. You know, like, So it ought to be where you like we said earlier, the representation ought to speak for it, because it's not about you at this position. It's not about you at this school. It's not about, so whatever the requirements or the standards of professionalism, it should be honored. But we don't left that. I mean, we don't have now, even when even at church. Sure. I mean, now this one can get very, very, very tricky.
Tricky, yeah.
There were a time, because we gonna always say you can come as you are. And there was a time when you had some really standards when it came to the church. You couldn't wear pants, you couldn't wear skirts, and they have to be. And if you wore a skirt, you had to have your little handkerchief.
You can
I
wear
mean,
skirts.
you
You
know,
can wear skirts they
if
if
you
they're over
had
your
them,
knees.
yeah, you had to
You
have a
have to
little,
look
had a
That's
little,
how my school was. Or my job too. Our skirts have
yeah.
to come below our knees.
Yeah,
And you have to have a
that's
little
what the
handkerchief I don't even think they have handkerchiefs no more.
yeah, they or the throw sanctified churches and they still have the
Yeah, you have to have
Pentecostal.
some in front of you.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's just hard for a preacher to preach and he looking at all.
Uh,
Looking down
but
there.
but you said they used to say come as you are, but when you know better, you do better. So you do come as you are, but as you move into leadership in the ministries, I think we should be more responsible of how we dress. Because we want to look good too, as ministers, as leaders in the church and stuff. You want to look good, but at the same time, you don't want to be distracting to the parishioners or to the other ones that still coming as you are. Ron said we be having a lot of hard saying on here.
Well, you know what? One thing is, and I don't know, and I ain't gonna never ever try to tell nobody, because one thing I say is, when you get up in the morning, you look in the mirror and you ask, is God satisfied? Because people's it, what because now we are doing our own thing now.
Mhm.
And what we say and what we do is what he says and what he think. And I think he'll give you a convicting spirit. You'll look at yourself and say, no, I don't think I better wear that. And I know everybody ain't got that.
Right. They
Right.
hear what they want to
Wanna
hear
hear.
from
But
God.
but
Yeah.
what happened is, and I don't know, I could be wrong. When you get to them, I don't go around trying to tell them. They say, and it used to be a time where the older mothers and stuff would tell you, I guess in a spirit of meekness, they would tell you, no, baby, we don't come in like that. We don't dress like that.
I
And
ain't
and
doing that.
yeah,
People get so mad.
I ain't in that circle. But my thing is, when you talking to people's, I think everything ought to have some type of standard. But when they just say you couldn't wear pants to church, I was so glad when they said you could.
Me too. Me too.
I was so glad when they said you could, because I was doing it based off, because when they joined, they said, "Are you willing to be governed by the rules and regulation of the church?" And so now, if he said don't wear no pants, now you're trying to follow that lead of what they're
Mhm.
telling you. But in my heart, I always thought that wearing pants was never the issue, because I can be dressed up and still be a demon. I can be a person that can look like whatever you say a Christian look like, and still heart is wax cold. So I
Um,
just think he said, because how do you draw people? He's about loving kindness. How would I know that you are a disciple? Is when you have love one you for another. So there is so many things, and whenever you do that, it comes down to love. I've never seen, and in that gonna comes with him. If you love him, he gonna give you a heart
uh,
and a heart for him.
Pastor Raven said that if you're wearing, Pastor Tammy Raven said, if you if you choose to wear revealing clothes, what are you revealing, and who are you revealing it to? So then that is a question. If you choose to go to school and wear revealing clothes, or go to church and wear revealing clothes, what are you revealing, and who
The
you
teacher
revealing it
that
to?
that, that got fired, she said, "This is how I'm built. I've been dressing like this all of my life." And she said, "This is how I dress." So I mean, and and if the job, which the school has a lookbook,
Yeah,
then maybe that's how they should have did it.
because my
Or
shape
if
is
they want to
good.
pay for it, give us a stipend. Like my job, because they want you dressed a certain way, they give you X amount of money a year towards get dressing the way they prefer you to
Or
dress.
you do exactly what a lot of these people's doing. This is our uniform now. This is what we gonna wear.
But some will wear it just like
I
when I
know you're
had a
saying that's what
uniform.
they
I
do.
would
That's
bring
what you
my
do
skirt
for the
up.
teachers, not I mean for the students, not the teachers.
And nowadays most of the students don't even have uniforms no more. They
But they still will alter the uniform to be very short.
short and revealing
Yeah,
as
they will
well.
alter their uniforms to be too revealing again.
And then that means you looking for somebody to give you what you call it, what you say, don't give me your compliment. You looking for somebody to give you a compliment. You looking for somebody to say, "Oh girl, look at that backside. Oh boy, look at ooh." You
Yeah.
looking you're looking for something from somebody, if you got it all out there, or you just want to look good out. So when you're going to work, you do want to look your best. You do want to look your best. You do want to look presentable, but you don't want all eyes on you in a negative way. So if it's on you in a negative way, then we have to search ourselves and change. I know I have to change. I told y'all I used to go to church with my miniskirt on, proud as ever. But God has to change that in me, because I didn't know any better. When I learned better, I did better, and I
So the
took them to the
people that
ankle.
so do you try to do that with somebody who's fresh and just coming? Do you just come up to them and say, "Well, you know what? We don't dress like that here," and they just come in and they trying to come and out. What you say?
Honestly, I was just thinking, no, you don't do that, because don't offend me. I'm trying. I'm coming to the house. Talk to me in a manner which don't be saying, "Oh, girl, that dress too short. Don't come up here like that." No, don't
I
offend
had
me.
that happen to me. I went to the mosque. I was going there for a play rehearsal, and the rehearsal was at the mosque on
Oh, she got
Stony
something else
Island,
on here. Say
and I
some.
came away dressed. They didn't want my shoulders out or something. They just gave me clothes to put on. They had like, "Here, put this on top of you," and I was like, "Okay."
Oh, we were in a church, and the church said that you can't wear pants,
Hmm.
and so he said, "Well, we got skirts here for you.
Hmm.
Come in, change clothes." How many people is finna change clothes when they
Come to
come to church?
no.
And then on top of that, so what the people would start doing was roll up the pants legs all the way up under the skirt. And so you say to yourself, you still got the pants on, so what the sense do that make?
I used to do that when I finally.
So I mean, we have did all of these things, and so now, and I just think you just lying to yourself, because if you roll them up, they're still on.
Blessings, brother Leon.
That's what I
Do
mean.
they explain the why? Because maybe somebody wouldn't do it if they understood
Yeah,
Why
they
no
explain it.
pants? Like why? What's the reasoning behind it?
Because it's pertaining to men's. And if you're a woman or you're a lady, then I know. But see, these things, these and they believe it, and there are churches still believe that, and you cannot. And I'm not. I don't really disagree with one that really stands on that and is not swayed about what other people do, what other people say. He's standing on what he believes, standing on what the words say to him. And why would you be mad if he consistent with it?
Okay, so they talking about the women with their clothes, but what about these men nowadays that wear those tight pants and they flood, they wear them up to the ankle, but they super tight. I know you can see history in them.
Mhm.
What about that? Are they talking about that as well? Because even when you go into school, and you have men with these tight pants on at the
Yeah.
blackboard, just like women are,
Yeah.
I, I don't think that's fair either.
They high and they tight.
Nobody's complaining about. I don't know because I'm not a man, but I've never heard a man complain that they told me that I can't wear my tight suit.
No.
Well, I used to
We
work
got
with
such
somebody
mixed
like that.
standards. I'm telling you, we are
I
just,
wanted-
and we done got away from nothing that is standard and nothing that they think is right. It's if I like it, and now all you got to do is let one do it. That ain't gonna say, yeah, I like that. I'm finna go get that job.
Where my suit at?
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
God.
see. I'm gonna see how that fit on me. We done lost all standards to what is presentable and what looks good. I mean, you just look at stuff. I know I'm with them with them pants.
Oh
Them
my goodness.
with them trying to get up and find stockings and trying to find heels and trying to put all that stuff. And you get in there, you tight, and you got girdles on, and you got stockings on, and you trying to hold your breath. I know whoever wanted. I ain't commend anybody that can do that and sit there and enjoy
8
it.
hours.
Yeah, you trying to say them the people that want to say how long it gonna be before we dismiss. Me, I can go to church and stay all day. Don't even bother me. I got on. I'm
You're
comfortable.
loose.
I'm comfortable.
I'm loose.
You don't have your
I'm
girdle on,
comfortable.
you know?
Just go on to the next service. I'm ready. But
Uh,
it's when you find yourself it's not comfortable, you ought to take another look and say, you know what, maybe it's some way I can redo some stuff. Maybe the heels can come down a little bit. I used to wear stilettos, high heels. And then after a while I stopped wearing them. Now I can't wear them. And it's okay. I don't mind not wearing them.
let me tell you
I
what.
wish that sometimes I kind of like, cause stilettos kind of make your leg right. Oh yeah, baby, please. When you start walking in some stilettos,
Yeah, you
and
you can do
it kind of like
You can do
changes. It changes your walk. It even changes how your tightness in your leg. Oh yeah, I already know what to do.
You can do that.
Yeah, not no more. I
Do you
can't.
think a teacher should have on stilettos?
How you expect? I mean, you come in there with some stiletto, and you may have because nowadays you may have to fight.
Yeah. But I don't know if they wore stilettos, but they wore some heels. They wore.
And some people's are very comfortable in heels.
They
and
get
I
used to them.
and some people's can look very nice because there's a difference between sexy and nasty.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So I think that you need to know the difference.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I think that there's a gray area of people not really knowing what actually looks. And they may have someone that says to them, that's not, you may not want to wear that. You can't always even tell somebody you love that that's not the best look for you. They don't always receive it well.
Usually the loved ones is the one that's not going to tell you. And the reason they're not going to tell you is because they feel that I don't want to lose peace with you. I want to keep our relationship intact. So I'll just not say anything. And we do, and we doing it every day because I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want them to stop talking to me. I don't want them to be mad with me. So I'll just don't say nothing.
That's true. And they'll hear it somewhere else if it's meant to be said. Or you have the type of family member that I don't care if I told them no, they still gonna walk out the door with it on.
So I'm not gonna say nothing.
Ain't no need me saying nothing because they ain't gonna change anyway.
They're gonna be mad at you and they still gonna have it on. So
Wow.
You know what? And we're gonna just hit this real quick, and you just tell me how you feel about it, and we're gonna go. And because this is our last topic, actually, we got a bunch of them all the way down the line. Because I wanted to hit that New Orleans one time, but I ain't gonna do that one. But I wanted to talk about the Uber driver who he got a call for the pick up some people's at the Waffle House, and when he got there was 5 teenagers, and he told them, I can't take but 4 of you. And so a confrontation got heated, and words, I guess, even licks maybe, but the 16-year-old got shot. And he said that he told them that I can only take 4. And when it got heated, they got mad and they got confrontational with him. And he took his gun and he shot one, and he's in jail. Do you think that is right?
Could he have driven off before he shot them? Like when he saw all 5 of them, could he have driven off and said, I can't take before y'all, I'm leaving?
I don't know. Because
I-
I told you, YouTube gonna give you half of the truth. You ain't getting the whole truth and nothing but the truth. You getting half.
Yeah, I feel like if I pull up and I see, what matter of fact, if I just see them, I'm gonna keep growing, and tell and cancel the ride, because nowadays he could have been scared for his life, or he was just still trying to pick them up and let them know he didn't know all of them was coming. However, when you get in a confrontation with teenagers, a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, you better be prepared to fight right now. Because these kids nowadays ain't fighting fair. They not right. I don't know if he should be in jail or not, but I know that in these situations in life right now, you never know.
Age don't mean nothing.
Age don't mean nothing at all. They have no respect for age. I'm telling you,
And more of them have
10-year-olds.
guns than we have.
Yeah.
At this point.
10-year-olds,
Yeah.
9-year-olds, probably 7s. They all, you don't know. I used to can be riding down the street and see kids fighting or see something jump out the car, try to help. Now I'm just riding on past. I ain't videotaping. I'm calling the police and ride past because you can't help them no more. And it's sad to say it like that, because you want to help, you want to get, but you don't know if they strapped or not. They don't receive it no more.
And it's bad because help may be needed. I don't know the whole story about it, and I'm gonna look it up to see, but I just don't know how something get to the point that we'll just take a life. I mean, she didn't die, and hopefully
it was a girl.
Don't. Yeah.
Is she confrontational with the Uber?
Yeah.
Oh, I told you, them girls go harder than boys nowadays.
I think they really are. I think I heard a little bit about this story, and that they kind of, he makes it sound as if he was defending. It's one of him and 5 of them. And when you're 5 people, you're supposed to order the bigger Uber car, Uber Black or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they didn't want to pay for the bigger one. They told him, no, you're going to take us. And
oh, wow.
Of course, this is his side of the story. He's making it sound like they were aggressive and he was defending himself.
That's what exactly. That he was defending himself. And I just say it's bad is when it get to a point that this is our only alternative is to shoot and to kill somebody.
I would just drove off and left them standing there without having an argument.
So he must have got out with the gun. You know what I'm saying? You you got out of the car. Why you didn't just sit in the car and say I can't take before of you.
Yeah.
I mean, and even the Uber company said then teenagers are not allowed to sit in the front.
So you couldn't take 4 then.
Exactly. So I mean, it's a lot of good information that I was getting out of it, even in just listening to it, about the Uber and that 13 and 7 you can order Uber, but it has to be with an adult's permission.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a lot of stuff that I guess they gonna go through and investigate and see where it goes from that. But I just hate that our only alternative now is to just pull out a gun and shoot.
It is. It's sad. It's real sad.
And that's where it's at. I mean, kids, children's, and we could go on and on talking about the kids that's taking lives and with no remorse.
With no remorse. It's really sad. I was just thinking about that little autistic baby that those kids did things to. What's her name? We need to pray for her. It's just really, really sad how, they don't have a heart anymore.
I'm not familiar with that. story.
with some guys. So she autistic, and I think she about 3 or something.
Oh
She's
my
young,
God.
and they walked her to the woods and they molested her, sodomized her, put dirt in her private area, up in her mouth, sticks in her. It's just so many things that they done to this baby, and the kids that did it was between 11 and 7 years of age. Um, it's really really sad, and yeah, that's why I say you got to be on guard. You can't even let your kids go on the porch unless you
Yeah.
right there. You can't let them play in the backyard unless you right there. People coming over fence. They doing things nowadays that I've never seen before. We used to have the block lit up. Now the blocks are quiet because people can't let the kids out.
Yeah.
So we need to just continue to pray for our nation, continue to pray for each other, continue to be vigilant, continue to keep our eyes open. We can't just close our eyes and say we don't see it. We see it. So, and then continue to be a voice as much as you can, wherever you can. Use your platform in a positive way, right?
Amen. That's what they got to do. If you got one, please use it in order to spread some hope, some positivity, some energy that can generate. Because trust me, of enough of us, he said we used to say this all the time, and I think my mama was one of my biggest fans, and she would always tell me, she said, Vaughn, you got to make sure that when you speak, they'll listen, but you got to be saying something.
Gotta be
And I
safe.
said, well, how you know? She said, I ain't gonna be here. I said, well, how you gonna say that? Because you can't tell God what he gonna do. She said, well, it used to be a time I was standing at third and I could slide in. But she said, Vaughn, I'm standing at home plate. I can walk in. She
Mm.
said, so now I'm walking in. I'm ready. And sure enough, she said, the Lord don't allow you to be ignorant. Stuff ain't gonna slip up on you. You'll know. And if you keep your mind in your heart, he said, I woke up this morning with my mind on him. And if you keep your mind on him, it's some stuff, even when you ain't right, he'll make it right. And we just got to just keep him in the forefront and things will work out. I'm gonna tell you this, and we can leave because I'm gonna tell you we having this conference coming up on the end of this month, and we're gonna talk about it, but not today because it's a lot. We don't wasted a lot of other time talking about stuff. But I'm gonna show you how you things don't work out the way you want to, but sometimes it's working out the way it ought to. Because I called the woman to get some food, and she said before that the young lady said, she said, Laverne, I'm not going to make it to your conference, but I believe in you. And because I believe in you, I want to support you. So I'm thinking, she's going to give me a little something, whatever. I said, you ain't got to give me nothing. You ain't coming. She said, but I want to support you. Just in that, I looked up, she said, I sent you $500. I said, $500? I'm thinking you're going to send $20 or something like that.
She support.
$500. And then when I left that, I went into they gave one of the people came out and he gave me a check, and the check was for 250. And I said, whoa, if you'd have gave me $1, I would still have been satisfied. I called the lady to order our food. She said the food is 500. I
Look
said,
at God.
I said, he already knew.
Mm.
I said, well, we're gonna need a DJ now because we ain't got no entertainment. Called the DJ. The DJ say 250. I said,
Look at that. He paid for it in advance.
in advance. He already knew what I needed before I even know what I needed. He already knew. So you walk close enough. And I mean, and you ain't got to be perfect. I wished I could fix some stuff I done messed up.
Mhm.
But I promise you, he said, just faithful over a few. And I'm just grateful. And I want us, and not just me, want all of us, when we have a chance and we got a platform, let it be about something that can reach somebody, that somebody can reach somebody, that make a difference in today.
That's right.
In
That's
today.
good.
So be blessed.
That's
One, you got anything you want? I know I take up all the
no,
room.
no, that's okay. I just want you guys to tune in next Tuesday where we're talking about today's topic. We need you in the room. Come on in the room
Come
and
on
talk
in
with
the
us
room.
next Thursday for today's topics. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. We gonna see you next week, same time.
Thank
Same
you
day.
all so
Love you
much.
much. Be
Thank
blessed.
you.